ということで、風太です。じゃあ続きやっていきましょう。シベリア、続きです。で、前回は、何の船かわからないけども、動かして列車を引っ張ってくれるという話になったので、それで動かしてもらうんだけど、
Everything okay, Oscar?
Yes, Kate Walker.
これは、ヘルプ？
Oscar, there's no way.
Rust.
違うね。
There's a winding machine further on down there, but we're going to have to shift the train 50 yards.
Impossible, Kate Walker. Train Engineer's Instruction Manual, Chapter 3, Article 2. Once the springs are slack, the train cannot
ゼ
move.
ンマイが緩み
The
切る
train
と列
cannot
車は停
move
止する。
by itself, Oscar. Only by itself. This train might be a wonder of...
I am afraid
ちょっと待ってください。
Oscar?
in a while.
これは違うな。船。船はどこだ？船。あったあったあったあった。この人たち。
Hey there!
はい。
Barge on other side. You still need us?
これはヘル
What do we
プ。
do now to tie my train to the barge?
Mademoiselle Tak-Tak.
どうやって船と列車をつなげればいい？
You attach chain to train
あ
and
んた
chain to
鎖を
train
船
with
つな
barge.
Oh,
ぐ。え、
catch it, sir.
ああ、やってくれるのか。イベントです。あ？なんか見てる？これ？これをつなぐんだよね。どこ？これでしょ？
Hey there! What do we do now to tie my...
Mademoiselle.
What did your husband... You attach chain to train and chain to train...
はい。それはいいんだけど、
Your barge is...
Yes.
My husband say...
船を
Return
引っ
to
張るため
train,
に鎖を機関車につなぐのは分かったけどさ、
I'll leave you to it.
That's it.
どうやってつけるの？
If that's going to work, looks like something's missing.
あ、フック。フックでしょ？あれ、チェック出てこない。チェック出てこない。あ、出てきた。やったね。ここでフック使うのか。引っ張れー。船もなかなかやるね。あれがゼンマイか。あ、そっか。これでゼンマイ巻きます。いやー、よかったよかった。これで進めんじゃないかな。
Hello, Kate Walker here.
Miss Walker, this is Professor Pont. I'm about to start my lecture on the Yukos at any
ニ
moment.
コール族の講義をこれから行いたいと
Okay,
思いま
I'll
す。
give it my best.
Excellent. We'll be in the main lecture
Ah,
hall. See you
そ
soon.
っか。マンモスの人形渡したまんまだったな。じゃあこれ後にしよう。じゃあ講義に向かいます。大学到着。講義だから上かな。ここっぽいんだよね。
Ah, there you are, Miss Walker. Good, good. Take a seat quickly. I'm impatient to start my lesson.
生
My young friends, A very exciting discovery, unimaginable up until only a few hours ago, has come into my hands and has finally allowed me to complete my study on the mysterious Yukol people. Lights, please. The Yukols are a people from the far north about whom very little is known. They live far away, very far away, on the frozen borders of Siberia. This distance and the climatic conditions of the region, which are unfavorable to human existence, have limited the size of the Yukol population and kept it out of reach of the scientific world. The handful of slides that follow are actually the only documentation we have in our possession. It was a Russian explorer who made these drawings and took these photographs 100 or so years ago. Today we owe what we know about the Yukol people.
ユコール族の話で、ユコール族は
We know that the origins of the Yukols date back to the last
北だね、
ice
北
age.
に住んでる。
Curiously, evidence of their presence has been found in Western
Hokkyoku?
Europe and more precisely in the prehistoric caves at the heart of the
Hokkyoku?
Alps. This people, it seems, undertook a long migration over centuries towards the far north of the
ユコー
globe.
ル族は
The reasons
何
for
世
this
紀にかけ
migration
て
are
北
due
極
to the
に移
importance
住
of
し
the
た
mammoth in their craft, trade, and
高
culture.
原
They
研
used
究
them
だか
for
らかな。
transportation and as beasts of burden. The mammoth brought them meat, skins, fat, and
マン
ivory.
モスが
Man and animal lived
移
in
動手段とし
symbiosis.
て使用していた。
There's no doubt about it.
え
Mammoths started to drift away from the
共
region
生
due
し
to
ていただろう。
changing climatic conditions, and the Yukos followed them to the north, the edges of Siberia. Prehistoric
マンモスの移動に
drawings
続い
identified as
て
Yukol in origin
ついていったの
first
か、
led
ユ
me
コ
to
ール
the
族は。
extraordinary hypothesis that the Yukos had managed to domesticate the mammoth. They are, to the best of our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to represent a man riding a mammoth.
うん。
Today, because of this genuine mammoth skin effigy, identified by myself as an authentic Neolithic object, I can confirm this hypothesis. Yukol forebears managed to tame mammoths. Prehistoric man
いや、
uses little
この人
imagination.
形、
He
私の
draws
人
what
形
he
だ。
sees and represents scenes from real life. This familiar day-to-day object is actually a children's toy. As we have seen, Yukol existence was inextricably linked to that of the mammoth. They used its skin for clothing and to make the roofs and walls of their houses. They used the tusks to build the frameworks of their homes, as well as weapons, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoth 12,000 years ago had no immediate effect on the Yukol's way of life. It seemed that for a long time after,
マン
the
モス
people
と
maintained
共
their
生して
strong
たから。
bond with the mammoth through the centuries. As incredible as it may seem, the
マンモス、
Yukol people have
人間、
continued
ユコール
right up
族の
until
方
the
はマンモ
start
ス
of
に
this
何か与えてい
century
たのかな。
to feed themselves on mammoth meat
これ
and
を
to
読む
use the
限り
skin、for clothing
人
and
間
shelter.
側が
Their ivory craft
もらって
work
いる
industry
ば
is
かりな
still
気がす
flourishing.
るけども。
It would appear that to preserve ancestral customs, the Yukols learned how to exploit through the centuries the large number of frozen mammoth carcasses that were perfectly preserved in the ice of the Siberian tundra. They have been able to live mainly off this enormous freezer stock for almost 30 centuries. As plausible as this
冷凍
explanation
保
may
存
seem,
された
it
マンモス
seems
を
it is
食
not
べて
enough for the scientific
生
community
きな
who,
がらえてき
I
た。
will confess, is greatly perplexed by the question. In the absence of acceptable scientific evidence, we have to make do with Yukol shaman artifacts. The research department that I have the honor to represent today lends no credence to the myths and legends that these tribal charlatans peddle. We have to take their stories at face value, mere tales to while away the long Siberian winter. The legend of the Siberian ice ark is a very good example, and you are invited to find out for yourselves from the pamphlet that I had passed around to you. This legend would have us believe that today, somewhere on a lost island to the north of Siberia, there are living mammoths still in existence, a sort of hangover from the Ice Age. This small herd has been miraculously preserved for more than 120 centuries by the Yukol's tender care. And the island on which the pachyderms are said to live is called Syberia. My friends, I advise you to resist the temptation you may have to believe in this pish and tish. The island of Syberia is not charted on any map, And the idea that
伝
mammoths
説によれば
survived
マン
to
モ
the
スの生
21st
息地は
century
シベリ
is
ア。
an idle scientist's
でも
pipe
シベ
dream.
リアという
The
とこ
Yukos
ろは
were
地図には載
sadly
ってい
among
な
the
い。
first victims of the colonization of continental Siberia led by the Russians in the 20th century. The Kolkhoz and Sovkhoz systems, as well as the exploitation, disdain, and humiliation people had to suffer, marked a definitive break in the Yukol's traditional lifestyle. And since the collapse of the communist regime, the Yukol population finds itself confronted with the same political and social upheavals that other Siberian communities are experiencing. There are two consequences to arise from this. Some Yukols have lost their tribal identity and have
これって
integrated
実話なの
into
か
the
な？
Russian population.
全
Others,
く
however, have
知
sought
識のない
long and
私が
hard to reestablish
聞いてますけ
links
ど。
with their ancestral culture that was lost under the Soviet regime. Now, at the start of the 21st century, the last true surviving Yukols have gone to live on the vast territories of their ancestors. Nobody knows today where they live or how they survive. Their very existence would be a matter for speculation if they did not turn up periodically at the tundra's most isolated fur trading posts to exchange mammoth tusks for essential items. There ends my lecture for today. Thank you for being among us today, Miss Walker. Please make your way to the laboratory where you will find your mammoth doll. There are also photocopies of my lectures should you so require them.
はい。お疲れ様です。ユコール族って実話なの？わかんないな。回収。はい、ちょっと調べました。
What is it you
お
want
そ
to
ら
know?
く架空の話ですね。もう聞けないもん
What
ね。
would you say about seeing Hans Var?
Young lady,
I must congratulate you for...
what you heard was only the tip of the iceberg.
Did Hans Varlberg agree with your hypothesis on the Yukols being able to
ユコール
tame
族なのね。
mammoths?
ユ
Now,
コール
Hans
族で
was
調
no
べた
man
けど
of
も、
science.
そもそもユ
His
コール族って
pathological
出てこな
obsession
かっ
was
たの
to
で、
find mammoths that were still in existence. Such a hypothesis is somewhat overblown,
多分
don't
架
you
空
think?
の話だ
You
と
don't
思う
believe in
け
it
ど
yourself?
な。
Mammoths died out thousands of...
来ました。これでマンモスをまずとりあえず置いて、はい。で、次に、よし。ゼンマイを巻きましょう。よろしく。
That's going to work.
ああ、こうか。さあ、巻いてって。だーれ。
Hello?
やる？
Where are you?
Hi, Dan.
はいだ。
I'm in Barrackstadt.
Bollock, what? Is that a town? I hope the man you're looking for lives there. Are you coming home soon?
From what I gather, it's one huge university with an extraordinary station aviary. If you could only see it, there are trees and birds everywhere. It's so weird here.
Sounds like a great place for a bit of sightseeing. So, are you coming back soon?
I don't think so. In fact, the train I'm traveling on has some kind of a mechanical problem. We've been forced to stop here.
Us? I thought you were alone. Who's with you?
Oscar, the train engineer.
You're messing around with mechanics now, are you?
Don't be so stupid, Dan, please. Oscar is an automaton created by Mr. Varlberg, the man I'm looking for. And he's not any old robot. He's a sophisticated butler type, if you see what I mean. He's a bit obsessive as well.
ロボットって言って信
I don't
用
know what this
す
means
る
of
か
yours,
い
but don't you think it's time you came home?
But my mission still isn't finished.
To hell with your mission. I don't know why you accepted in the first place. If you just stuck to the middle of the road, then we wouldn't be in this mess.
We? If there's any mess, it's me who's in
Oi,
it.
oi,
And while I'm trying to
Kinko-san.
come to grips with strange towns, you, my darling, are sitting at home on your butt. I seem to remember we had nothing against my departure.
It was only going to be 2 or 3 days, Kate. Please, try to put yourself in my shoes.
Your shoes. Not only do I have to fit myself into your diary, but I've got to get myself into your shoes as well? Is there anywhere else Sir would like me to put myself while we're on this subject?
Look, I don't want to talk about it now. Call me back when you calm down.
I was perfectly calm before I picked up your call. I only wanted a few words of encouragement, not your disdain. Was that too much to ask?
You can be such a selfish...
Takes one to know one, sweetheart.
どっちが自分勝手なんだ。ケイトはこんなに頑張ってるのに。さあ、ケイトがもう怒ってますよ。ゲートを通る方法を見つける。ってことはまだ巻いたよね。あ、巻いたから、ちょっとオスカーに聞いてみますか。
Everything okay?
Yes, Kate Walker.
お、いけるかい？
Speaking of mechanical problems.
This train has no mechanical...
Okay, Oscar, if you tell me,
Everything is ready. Take your seat,
お、やっ
Kate
た。
Walker.
いける。
We are...
I'll... Huh?
お、クリア。クリアだよね。あ、まだ安心できない。え、何どうなったの？ん？え？何？オスカー？おや？おやおやおや。どうしたの？ん？
What are you doing there, Oscar?
お
It
ー、オ
is
スカー。
imperative that we comply with railroad and customs regulations, Kate
Ah.
Walker.
切
Oscar,
符？
don't you think we could drop the tri-stream details once and for all?
We need an exit visa to get beyond the wall, Kate
え、ビ
Walker.
ザ。
And you wouldn't know where I could get one of them from, would you?
There is usually some form of authority stationed at a guard post that is strategically positioned to issue such a visa.
見張り台に。
I don't suppose you can help me get this visa then.
Your non-supposition is correct, Kate Walker.
何どうすればいいの？
Don't you think we've wasted enough time already?
You neglected to find the clockwork winding mechanism for the train
Oi,
with
oi, oi.
sufficient haste, Kate Walker.
What nerve!
人のせい
And you refused to lend a
人の
helping
せいに
hand.
するかい？
Help that could have been invaluable to me.
I agree, Kate Walker.
If you weren't so obsessed by procedure, we wouldn't have had a hitch.
そうね。
I am not entirely convinced, Kate Walker.
Oscar, please, let's get in the train
もう
and
さ、ケイ
leave.
トが自分で操縦しようよ。
Yes, Kate Walker. Give me the visa.
ビザをくれと。分かったからビザをく
Oscar,
れ。
the automaton that drives this train will be really impatient to leave soon because he's
そう
totally
言われ
obsessed
ても
about
ね、ビザがない
punctuality.
んですよ。
Yes, Kate Walker.
And it's weird because sometimes when he drops all that stuff about procedure, he can be so charming and attentive.
Please refrain from attributing human emotions to me, Kate Walker.
なぜや。
Do you realize, my good man, that as a lawyer charged with an important matter of inheritance, I could sue you for obstructing justice?
Kate Walker, we still need an exit visa
ああ、
in
何
any
言って
case.
もダメだ。
Ah,
ビザが必要、ビザが必要。
you do realize, don't you, Oscar, that by preventing me from continuing this journey, you are also depriving yourself of the opportunity to meet your creator, Hans Vorarlberg.
Procedure requires an exit visa, Kate
おー、
Walker.
言うね。
God, I going crazy.
That is not a
crazy.
requirement, Kate Walker. Only an exit visa is necessary.
Okay, see you later, Oscar.
Yes, Kate Walker.
ダメだ。この子は置いていこう。自分で開けます。ダメか。ダメだよね。何もないぞ。どうしたものかな。あれ裏回れるの？入れないか。押すか。閉めないでくれ。入れる入れる入れる。誰？
Hello?
誰？
Kate! Oh, is that you? What's going on?
Well, I finally got the mechanical train wound, and I hope it's going to take me to Hans Vorarlberg. I had to sort things out with a couple of weirdo sailors, and they probably ripped me off. But now I'm blocked behind this
これお友
massive
達かな？
wall. You should see it. It's huge.
I'm not talking about that. I want to
あ、ダンか。
Dan.
友達だ
What do。you mean?
I bumped into him at Maggie's do, and he said you'd argue.
That's a bit over the top. Things got a bit heated the last time we called, that's all. No need to go overboard.
ダ
I don't
ン
mean
は
to
や
be
めとけ。
dramatic, but he didn't seem in such great shape. He had his down in the dumps head on.
Like Dan has a down in the dumps head.
勘違いしてるのか
Yeah,
な。
when that shock of hair flops over his forehead, and his eyes mist up, and his eyebrows kind of creep together.
I'd never noticed. Maybe I did go a bit too far, but he's got such a goody two-shoes image of me that sometimes I just lose it. And this case is taking up a lot of headspace. I was just looking for a bit of compassion.
まあ大変だよ
Without
ね。
mine,
一
wow,
人で
what's going down?
一人で全部やって
Like
る
I
んだも
said
ん。
before, I'm kind of getting somewhere, but it's slow. This Hans Vorarlberg guy is getting more and more fascinating by the day.
Okay, well, anyway, it doesn't sound like you're bored. Not like back here in the office. Every day is boredom day. Just no fun without you. When are you coming back?
Shouldn't be long, I hope. Look, I've got to go. See you soon.
Well, call us again real soon. And be easier on Dan next time, huh?
I'll try.
じゃあ行こう。まあね、ケイトも忙しいからね、イライラするのも分かってちょうだいよ。まあ、信じてもらえるかどうかっていう話なんだけど。わ、人がいる。
Good day to you, sir.
なかなか信用してもらえないよね。
Captain Malatesta, Commander-in-Chief of the Barkstadt Border Post, at your service, madam.
こんにちは。
My name is Kate Walker.
My name is
I've been assigned by my
Futa.
company to find a man who was supposed to be living in Syberia.
はい。
What a peculiar mission. Taking so many risks for such a futile goal.
Captain, to my mind, the military zeal with which you insist on guarding this meaningless wall
Oh.
strikes me as equally futile.
I should be offended by your
失礼だね。
words, miss, but I forgive you, because you are young and unaware of the very real
そうか。
dangers
今
lurking in
回は
store
多めに
for
見る
us.
としよう。よし、もう一回言おう。
My name is Kate.
What a
Captain, to my mind, the military zeal with which you insist on guarding this meaningless
無
wall
意味のよ
strikes
うに
me
感
as
じられますが、
equally.
I should be offended by your words, miss, but
今
I
回
forgive
も
you,
多めに見ると
because
し
you
よ
are
う。
young.
ありがとうございます。
I need a visa to cross the wall and to continue my journey to the
そう
east.
そう、ビザ
They
が必要
told me
な
that
んだ
you
よ
are。the only person in a position to issue such a visa.
Indeed, this responsibility is part of my duties. However, I am not
なぜや。
currently issuing visas because nobody must venture
門
beyond
から
the
出すに
wall.
わけにはいか
And why
ない。
not?
なんで？
It's far too dangerous, in particular for a lady of your standing who
Oh.
is traveling unescorted.
優しい。
Dangerous? What exactly do you mean, Captain?
The enemy, miss. The enemy.
敵がい
I've been
る。
observing them for several years through my telescope.
馬に乗っ
There's
た
one
兵士を確
particular
認済み
horseman
だ。
stationed yonder. He's a scout from the invading enemy army, and he's been spying on us. So I have to be extremely vigilant. He knows that I know he's there, you understand? And as long as I keep my eye on him, he won't dare try anything.
Are you sure?
Please, take a look for
本気で言っ
yourself.
てんの？
Is the person who takes care of the gate anywhere around?
There is no person who takes care of the gate. Believe you me, ma'am. I have been the one and only guardian of this gate since 1968. That year I took over the position from the late
自分
Lieutenant
一
Colonel
人でここを
Malatesta,
守ってきた。
my own father.
In that case, can you tell me how the
なん
mechanism
で
works?
人がいないんだろう。
It sure looks complicated to me.
本当に
Not at all.
軍事？
It is child's play for anyone who takes the time to work out its surprisingly straightforward logic. And from the looks of your locomotive, it shouldn't pose you any problems.
Why do you say that?
When I caught sight of your formidable locomotive, I immediately said, heavens, only Hans Vorarlberg could design such an
あれ
engine.
知ってる。
And I know what I'm talking about, ma'am, because he invented the gate's original mechanism. It was his last creation here in
へ
Barkstadt.
え。
So you know Hans Vorarlberg?
No, I mean, not personally. I was only a baby when he stayed in Barkstadt. My father spoke often of him, and I knew about his inventions. He left very many things behind him.
ああ、そう
I
いうこ
know.
と
In any case, I noticed that his fantastic knack for inventing has not deteriorated with age.
か。ここもハンスが作ったんだ。
I don't know.
ハンス
In
すごい
fact,
な。
I don't actually know him. I'm searching for him. An inheritance matter. I hope his train is going to lead me to him.
And why not? His inventions are always full of surprises.
鳥。
Between the station aviary and this bleak wall, the change in atmosphere is radical, don't you think?
It's been a long time since I've been at liberty to judge, miss. My duties forbid me from abandoning my post.
Don't mind me if I retire,
Hey.
Captain.
Please, madam. My
失礼。あ、
How strange. I can't see a Cossack horseman at all. There's just a dead tree in the middle of an empty plain.
え、これ
Poor
を
captain must have really bad
勘
eyesight.
違いしていたってこと？こうやってこれが人間だってことか。馬に乗った人間に見える。まあ見えはするね。ただ、違うよね。おっちゃ
Good
ん。
day to you, sir.
おっちゃん。
Captain Malatesta.
あれ増えてる。あ、ヤンガラコーラキノコ。
Yangala Cola. Do you have any idea what it is?
What a strange name. Is it a native tribe? Are they
味方？
friend or
それ
are
と
they
も
foe?
敵かね？
Neither. It's a small exotic mushroom with healing powers that the paleontologist at the university
手
recommended
し
to
まいは
me.
味方のような
I've
もの
never
です
heard
よ
of。it. I have great admiration for the university professors and their extensive knowledge. I don't quite understand why you are talking about mushrooms.
Their effects on vision are startling. Your sight improves immediately.
There's nothing wrong with my sight. Several years ago, my eyes were weakened by a bad fever and I had to wear glasses. But now that I am better,
本当に？
my eyes are fine as well.
Don't take this the wrong way, but about that horseman, the one who's been sitting out there all this time, don't you find it a little bit strange?
ちょっと
It is military strategy, miss. Psychological warfare. He who first
ちょっと
loses
こ
his
の
nerve
軍曹は
loses
無理
the
やり飲ま
fight.
せない？
I'm faced here with an intelligent enemy. He's waiting for me to drop my guard and then give the signal
一
to
人で
attack.
待ってるはずないで
We
しょう
have
よ。
learned much about each other over time, and he knows I am as stubborn and brave as he is. But I shall not give in. Of that, you may be sure.
あー、
Captain, I can assure you that your enemy horseman is in fact
ただの枯れ
simply
木の
a
ように見え
dead
ますが
tree.、
A tree? But that's totally ridiculous.
何
I
を
can
言って
tell
いる。
you have never seen a Cossack before in your life.
How long has this Cossack been spying on your
どう
wall?
見えても木
For a
にしか見え
long
ないんだよ
time.
ね。
Yes, a very long time. But they could attack at any moment. We simply cannot tell.
And he's been in the same position the whole time?
Cossacks are soldiers, miss. They're capable of great resistance and persistence in the face of adversity.
それでは今回はここまでにします。見てくれてありがとうございました。チャンネル登録、高評価よろしくお願いします。それでは、また次回。